Hello there, my fellow holotape heroes, and welcome back to the Colosseum, where today we have to take down a pair of Dryax? Dryax? I don't know. Just call it Dryax, I guess. We have to take him down, and luckily it seems like today's bosses are a bit more better tuned to level 5 looks, such as myself, than the yesterday's Zepho Guardians. Hitting that 10+% tier rewards wasn't really that challenging. There's just like one key mechanic to look out for, but for the most part it seems a bit more straightforward than yesterday, at least from my experience. However, before we head into the battle and talk about mechanics, one key important thing: do make sure you claim your rewards by tapping on the leaderboard here, because apparently there's a bug. If you go into the battle before you claim your rewards here from the leaderboard, then these rewards won't be delivered to you. Now, CG acknowledged the issue just maybe an hour ago and said that they're working on the fix, and those that did miss rewards will be given rewards to their inbox, I guess, at some point. But in the meantime, before you hit the battle every day, make sure you claim your rewards. Okay, let's now go into the battle. Now my look here, he's still level 5 because I'm still missing 25 of these pieces, whatever they are called. I got 25 from yesterday. The first day I didn't really have time to play to get to 10%. I just kind of did whatever. Hence, I am probably a little bit behind the rest of you guys in terms of the levels on my look. But as mentioned before, with level 5 look, didn't have issues here getting through the first tier. Let's go for the mechanics. Again, a lot more straightforward than yesterday, I think. So we have these guys have, I guess, a unique ability, Pack Tactics. So the start of each enemy's turn, they are gaining 10% turn meter, and this is the thing we need to look out for. You will see this a lot. While Dryax has at least 20% more or less health than another, they have 20% offense. And then as well, at the start of their turn, each percentage of health difference, then the allied Dryax, again, they gain stacking offense and so on. So we basically have to kind of spread the damage between the two equally. Now in terms of the other things, this is just a repeat, looks like just a standard kind of, I guess, Colosseum modifier, if we will. Roar the crowd. The more damage you do to them, the more damage they do to you, and the less damage they take. That's essentially this ability. And then again, just a reminder, all of these guys have all the faction text shared, so any callouts to specific factions, it will affect everybody. And then just a reminder that these 4 are summons, so only Luke is our own. Now in terms of actually Dryax ability, both, even though they look different, they have exactly the same abilities, it seems like. So what looks like their basic ability will deal damage and dispel buffs to them. And again with the buff dispel, because like I think, is it Luke or somebody, he can grant tenacity up, and then you could resist some of the debuffs. But both in Zepho Guards and here, they have a buff dispel, so unfortunately tenacity up won't do much for you in this one. And then again, the 12%, right, threshold. So if Dryax is at least 20% more or less health than the other, then they will also inflict speed down on top of dispelling the buffs. Then their middle ability, it's an AoE, and it will daze the target enemy. But again, if the difference between the two is at least 12% or more in health, they will then also inflict buff immunity and daze on all enemies. And their final ability, they will grant offense up to everyone, call another guy to assist, inflict defense down on the target enemy. And again, if there's difference more than 12% or more health, then they will also inflict armor shred on all enemies. So this is really the key today, is spreading the damage equally so that you don't hit that 12% threshold and give them the boosts that they disable your team faster. Now you're asking, how do I know that there is difference in health 12%? Because if you just tap on the target, you're like, well, heck, even the health bars don't quite match from the tooltip. And as well what we see on the screen, there is, I'm gonna just show you a screenshot from one of the battles I recorded. You see that icon there, the blue one that looks sort of like a health, is this health still up icon, I believe, sort of, that blue icon with the white arrow. So once you see that status icons on them, this means that their health difference is 12% or more. And that's where you obviously have to then balance out their health before they take a turn and wreck your team. So these are the mechanics, for the most part pretty straightforward. Now, before we go into the battle, I had play around with different sequences in terms of when to do AoEs, when to do mass assists. So I'm just gonna show you a couple of different ways to go about it. So here, when my look was level 5, I had better success by starting off with the AoEs and then do the single target attacks and the mass assist, whereas once I got my look to level 6, I had more success actually with first doing the single target damage and the mass assist and then the AoEs. So kind of, I guess, two different approaches how to spread the damage. You can try both and, you know, see which one does more for you, because there is definitely some RNG involved. But first, here with level 5 look, I just kicked off with the AoEs, because AoEs basically ensure you kind of do equal roughly damage to both of them. You don't have to worry about too much dealing damage. Now Chewie actually has got an AoE as well, so let's go ahead and do it. Now here, if you do mass assist now, you will probably deal too much damage to whoever you assist on. So here I just did a look with basic with look. We do the AoE now with Barris, and we'll do the mass assist. Supposed to do mass assist on Luke's next turn, but he got defeated. So there's definitely obviously some RNG involved in here, but even this is like absolute worst RNG you could have. I was still able to eke out 11% in the end, which obviously you hit that target, that you get 25 more materials, and potentially, like me, able to bring Luke then to level 6 and hopefully do more damage in the next run. Again, I'm just going to do this run one more time, just that you can see, you know, even though they had the same sequence of attack, RNG was a bit different. But yeah, for the most part, again, two different ways. One, I'll show you again here. You kick off with the AoEs, doing equal amount of damage between the two, so you don't get somebody too low. This time, we're just able to survive the AoEs. But anyway, we're gonna keep doing our AoEs as before, then Chewie does his AoE. And then here, Luke is in red again, so he might take an out. He won't leave another turn. So instead of like the first battle, where I wanted to do mass assist on his second turn, I just decided to unleash the mass assist right here on this one, while Luke is still alive, just to maybe get more damage in. And then if you get wrecked because of the health percent difference, but even so, as you can see, even with the mass assist, I did not make a difference enough to give them the boosts of the 12% health difference. So we are now at 11% and we still got a few turns, so this should push my score of 11% a bit higher. So yeah, definitely, again, a couple of different ways to go about it. Start with the AoEs, and then if Luke survives, you could do mass assist on his second turn, but for the most part he died off, so you can just do it on his first turn, as I did it in this attempt. And this pushed score, I don't know, to what, I don't know how much was it, 17% in the end. So definitely a lot more manageable than SWGOH, to be honest. And this now obviously allows me to finally get my Luke level up to level 6, and then we'll have another go, a couple of more goes with the level 6 Luke, and see how much more damage we can do here if we can hit the next tier of rewards. So let's go ahead, level him up, level 6, here we come. And then, okay, we need 100 more pieces for the next level. But now that we got level 6, hopefully every day I can earn more material, and you know, leveling up should go faster from here. Now, once I got my Luke to level 6, I actually had more success with this strategy for some reason. Instead of doing the AoEs first, do all the single fire damage on Dryax on one side. So I just targeted the Dryax on the right with all the single attack damage, and then I switched with the mass assist on Dryax on the left. And then we can go ahead and then hit Dryax on the right here with Barris, and this should now kind of again have them equal health, if you will. And then they're gonna do their thing. Let's see if everybody can survive. Good. And now we do the AoEs. So again, slightly different sequence. You can try both, see which one works better for you. Just make sure you spread the damage. Either do AoEs first, then mass assist, and then single fire damage, or do the single fire damage first, mass assist, and then the AoEs. So the key thing here really is spreading the damage, and there is some RNG, like how fast they take your characters down. But in either way, even when I got worst case scenario with level 5 Luke, I never got less than 11%, and with level 6 I never got less than 22%. So either way, you should be able to hit that tier of getting the next reward. So this run gave us 26%. Let's run this one more time again. Level 6 Luke, and this time again we'll be opening with single fire damage, because I had more success with this strategy when I was testing between 3 of my accounts. This I'm just showing you the what worked better for me. So we're just gonna keep hitting the Dryax on the right with all the single fire damage, right? No AoEs. And now we do mass assist on the Dryax on the left. There we go. And now here actually, instead of maybe doing basic with berries as I did in previous battle, you could hit them with the AoE just to deal 2 damage to both of them. We lost Luke there. Okay, man, Sash hanging in there, good. So now she can do her AoE as well, and then we can do the AoE with Vader, and then we can do AoE with Chewie, and then most likely we're gonna die, I guess. Let's see if we can survive another round with somebody alive. Sash goes down, Barris goes down. Oh cool, Vader is here, 24%. Again, switching targets now to the other one, 25%, so that's it. So as you can see, I got 25-26% with level 6 Luke, and 11 to 15, 16, 17% with the level 5 Luke, depending on the RNG. And there you have it, guys. Again, I think that today's bosses are a bit better tuned for level 5 Luke. Was much easier to get that tier 1 rewards. And then tier 2, I didn't have opportunity to try that yesterday, but at least today tier 2 seems pretty straightforward as well. Just remember, keep an eye out, keep spreading the damage equally between the two, either doing the AoEs, then single fire damage, switching between the two, although single fire damage and then the AoEs. It's really entirely up to you. Either way, you should be able to get tier 1 rewards quite easily today with a level 5 Luke. Get him to level 6 and then also hit tier 2. And now going forward, I'm assuming we'll be able to do tier 1 and tier 2 every time. So next time we should be able to then, I guess, push Luke to level 7. And we need 100 more pieces, right? So maybe it'll take a couple of days. So next time might be level 6, and then the day after we might be able to push Luke to level 7. And then whenever bosses come back, we'll be able to slowly push our scores up every time, because they'll just be rotating, and it looks like no matter the tiers, kind of the strategy overall is the same. So after a few days, once we obviously nail down the sequence, hopefully this should just be kind of like an more or less auto battle, not auto hit, auto play, but more like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. And that's it, because we have, I think, 4 different bosses rotating for the entire 12-week period. So, after a couple of weeks, we should have this nailed down. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. But until then, have fun, enjoy your life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.